Everybody, before I get into this late night update, I want to go over a quick overview of what's going on right now on the XRP chart. Right now XRP sits at about the 0.4726 level. We currently are still within this broadening wedge, and I'm going to show you the support we've already hit at 46 cents and show you this weekend if we have any ambitions of going back up and trying to break back out and try to push to the top of the broadening wedge, which now, believe it or not, is all the way up at the pattern double top at 585. But there's a multitude of levels and major resistance areas that we really need to get through. Some are weaker resistance, but some are very strong resistance that have failed to give on this recent push back up, which ultimately caused us to crack back down and now to the bottom of the broadening wedge. We also did have the bearish divergence in the 4-hourly on XRP, and I'm going to show you what happens if we validate this bearish cross, or the death cross, which it's already been validated that it's happened, but to validate this pattern reversal and continue on and continue as a volatile move down, which if we break this broadening wedge, it'll bring us down to that 36 cent area. So I'm going to go over the charts. We're going to do this together. Remember, it's up to us to choose positivity over negativity. For me personally today, it's my 23rd day of intermittent fasting. So I only eat between the hours of 1 and 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I fast for 16 hours. Finished my 131st now workout, my weight training session. I did it at home tonight. So I feel pretty good about that. And when you get right in the mind, you don't let your emotions dictate what's going on. So when it comes to crypto, we can't let our emotions dictate the patterns. So what I like to tell everybody is we watch the pattern formation on the charts. The pattern forms our interpretation based on what we're seeing on the charts, not our own personal emotion. And by not letting our emotions dictate it and letting the charts do the speaking, it helps form our perception of what's to come. And then we can block out all the noise. And if you have a basic understanding of the charts, even if you want to watch other influencers or somebody on YouTube, at least you have a basic understanding if they're pulling your leg or if they're actually telling you the truth. Make sure you hit that like button, because when we're unified, we can cover a lot of things, and we're going to need to have all eyes on deck here. Good late evening, 10:16 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Friday, June 16th, 2023. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So, very quickly here, I did a great overview of what's going on, and now we can put it from what you were listening to the charts real quickly. So as we can see in the 4-hourly, the exponential moving averages, as I'm using here, are the EMA lines. So the red line, let me get my arrow out so that I can show you this a little bit easier. So if you're new and you don't understand technical analysis, this red line moving through here is the 20-day. The orange line is the 50. This light blue is the 100. And the dark blue here is the 200. Once XRP comes through the 50, that's considered a bearish cross. To have a bearish or death cross confirmed, I use the 20 going through the 200 because I like to use the shorter time frame. Some people only use the 50, 100, and 1, or the 50, 100, and 200, so then they'd have to wait for the 50 to go through the 200. But in this circumstance, I use the 20, 50, 100, 200 so I can have a wider range. And right now, the shorter time frames come through the longer time frame of the 200-day, and that's considered a death cross using the EMA lines 20, 50, 100, 200, and that signifies a pattern reversal. Now, to confirm the pattern reversal, one, we could get rejected here at 477. We've already hit, and I'll talk about the broadening wedge after. We either come up here and get rejected like we have at 477, and now we're heading down, or we come up here, as I'm thinking, it didn't quite hit it here yet. It's very close. I was thinking it could get close in the last 4-hour candle, but now guaranteed in the next 4-hour candle, that 20-day is going to come right down to the 482 level. That would be a perfect spot for this to either get a rejection here, overshoot it even, and come up to that 494 level to hit the 200-day to confirm the breakdown. One of those two things, or any one of those three things, can confirm the breakdown and push us down to the 44 cent level, and then I'll show you what happens there. Now, covering the broadening wedge, because we do have a broadening wedge that we had a dot cross form inside the broadening wedge, which could signify that the broadening wedge is going to break down and this is the end of this pattern formation. So what we have at broadening wedge, you have two simultaneous, so you have simultaneous higher highs and simultaneous higher highs and lower lows at the exact same time. So higher high, higher high, higher high back here where my head is at, lower low, lower low, lower low. Not technically lower low, didn't hit it. Lower low now confirms it. That's 4 hits. It's been said on the broadening wedge you only need 2 hits on the higher highs and 2 hits successfully as lower lows to confirm the broadening wedge. Each successive hit of support and resistance strengthens the case of the broadening wedge, and after each hit it becomes much more volatile. So this would be the most volatile hit, whether it goes from 46 cents back up to 585, or if it had a hit at 44 cents, creating a huge W reversal to bounce back up, that'd be extremely volatile as well. The other scenario here is that because of this dot cross, it's signaling that we might break down here and lose 44 cents. And if we do, if we back test 44 cents, that's very bearish because that's the inverted head and shoulders neckline. And if we get rejected there and lose the neckline, the technical target on the breakdown from the broadening wedge and losing the inverted head and shoulders neckline, but it's coming based on losing the broadening wedge. It just so happens that it fits perfectly at that 44 cent neckline. The technical target, be aware, is 36 cents. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. If you got anything out of this update, make sure you hit that like button. Looking for a place to trade crypto? UPHOLD in the USA is our last stand. You don't need a VPN or anything like that. They're up to date with the tax code. Or if you have a way to use BITGET and or MEXC, if you're already a user in the USA, or you have a way to use it, I highly encourage you to do that because there's no spot fees and you can future trade up to 250x long you're shorting the market. That part I don't encourage you to do. So basically all that's in the video description below and or pinned comments. And if you appreciate my work and the time I put in, I simply ask you to do one thing. Go in the video description below, join Tom's Army for $9.99 a month. All my content is free, and I'm able to do this with no paid advertising and no paid promotions due to the members of Tom's Army. So I want to give each and every one of you a personal shout out. Stay blessed tonight, be safe, and remember, mind over matter, ladies and gentlemen. Take the emotion out of the game and pay attention to what I said in this update. If you have to, watch it twice.